Anyone remember this guy?
I know you feel where I'm coming from, regardless of the things in my past that I've done.
You literally could not escape this dude for a good 2-year stretch at the beginning of the 2010s with hits like Nothing on You, Magic, Both of Us, and featuring in like 1,000 random different songs. Then poof, he completely disappeared off the face of the earth. Or should I say he fell off the edge of the earth. So what happened to B.o.B? How did he rise? How did he fall? What is the Magic Boy doing now?
So good and tasty.
Well, first, welcome to the channel. The channel that is 10% music knowledge, 10% actual skill, and about 95% video editing. If you enjoy this video, then there's a couple buttons you can touch. You can touch a couple buttons.
That's a 10.
Bobby Ray was born in 1988 and grew up in Decatur, Georgia, where he made his first dollar in music by creating the beat for the song The Cookie Man by City in 2002. I think this is it, but I can't actually confirm that. He then signed a record deal as the first artist on Jim Jonson's Rebel Rock Entertainment label at the age of 17 in 2006 and proceeded to drop out of high school. Jim Jonsin being the guy who produced for Beyonce and Pitbull and Usher, and he produced the song Lollipop by Lil Wayne, and he looks like this. I rue the day that 2010's nostalgia hits and we start seeing fedoras again. A couple of years after signing, his manager snuck him into T.I.'s nightclub. He hopped on the mic, did some rapping or whatever, and next thing you know, he signs with Atlantic Records. In 07-08, he released a handful of mixtapes that are honestly, they're honestly horrible. And a lot of it sounds like he has a soundboard with all of his different collaborators' names on it, and he just kind of spam the buttons.
Mixtape excellence
DJ
right now.
Spin, fuck, nigga.
Red Hustle connected once again.
MLK, bitch.
Scream, spin, MLK on deck too, nigga. DJ Scream.
But this sample of Eleanor Rigby, it's also not good, but like there's probably something there. He gets featured on XXL's magazine cover with Asher Roth, Charles Hamilton, and Wale as 2009's Freshman of the Year, which is basically his first taste of the limelight. In 2010, B.o.B released his first album, Adventures of Bobby Ray, and it goes insano style. Within the first week of release, the album sells 80,000 copies, and it hits #1 on the Billboard Top 200. Adventures had hits like Don't Let Me Fall, Magic, Nothing on You, which a #1 hit not only introduced the world to B.o.B, but also to Bruno Mars, and the now Mean to Death Airplanes. Even Tyler, the Creator, took a shot.
I'll crash that fucking airplane at that faggot nigga Bob is in and stab Bruno Mars in his goddamn esophagus.
Like, Tyler, man, like what did Bob do to you?
Hey, well if you guessing it's me, you guessed correctly.
In 2012, B.o.B released Strange Clouds to slightly less fanfare, but it debuted at #5 and sold 65,000 copies in week 1, with hits such as the title track, So Good, and Both of Us, featuring Taylor Swift. But in terms of pop rap albums, these two albums are incredible, and not to mention the peakest of peaks when it comes to early 2010s pop rap music. It had a simple formula, and that's to take the poppiest of pop choruses with people like Taylor Swift or Bruno Mars and let B.o.B just have some fun on the verses. Did I really spell verses like that? Then in 2013, he released Underground Luxury, which brought B.o.B a little bit closer back to his roots as an underground Atlanta rapper making mixtapes, but it coincided with a massive dip in sales, hitting only 35K in the first week and debuting at number 97 on the billboards, with some minor hits such as We Still in This Bitch and Headband. Which, you know what? I love these songs, man. Headband makes me want to go to the club and throw it back. After Underground Luxury, he released Psychedelic Thoughts, which he stated received no promotion from the label, so it flopped, and he split from his label, stating that the label is afraid I would get too much exposure. And I believe everything he has released since has been under his own label, which includes a handful of uneventful albums, most of which are very politically charged. And we'll get to his politics in just a minute.
This is my wife.
So, there is an important piece of information that I left out, and that is around 2015, B.o.B started tweeting these things. And with B.o.B being a relatively popular person, he received a lot of attention, especially from the likes of someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who went on The Tonight Show And I have to say, Neil, I agree with you, buddy, but despite being well out of the age range, he put together one of the most impressive displays of millennial Reddit cringe I have ever seen.
This B.o.B. BS about the earth being flat is getting out of control. Can you please help us?
All right, hold my sandwich.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Here, you take that. Here. You ain't. Oh my God.
All right, listen, B.o.B., once and for all. The earth looks flat because, one, you're not far enough away at your size. Two, your size isn't large enough relative to Earth to notice any curvature at all. Isaac Newton, my man. I get an amen. Woo!
Which, of course, ended in a physical mic drop.
This is called gravity.
So, of course, B.o.B. had to respond with the Neil deGrasse Tyson diss track and Flat Earth anthem, Flatline.
Neil Tyson need to loosen up his vest. They probably write that man one hell of a check. Hey, rappers, get off on my dick and get your own bars up. Vladimir and Liz's breath got the clone skirt, cuz whoop. I see only good things on the horizon. That's probably why the horizon is always rising. Indoctrinated in a cult called science.
But Tyson, he wasn't done. He got his nephew to create his own diss track.
You say that Neil's vest is what he needs to loosen up? What? And he's amazing cause the brother's getting paid when the ignorance you're spitting helps to keep people enslaved, I mean mentally.
The best lines being,
I could make another one and then another one. The DJ Khaled of teaching Bobby about the sun.
and
These stupid bits of information keeps you on your knees. I know we got freedom of speech, but Bobby, please.
which is still one of the greatest lines ever put to paper. If you're getting blasted by Neil deGrasse Tyson's nephew rapping over a karaoke version of Back to Back, you've got to wave the white flag, B.o.B. Around this time, Bob then put up a GoFundMe page seeking $1 million to send a satellite to space to prove that the Earth was flat. And I wish so badly that this would have actually happened. He also got into some Holocaust denial stuff, apparently, and at one point stated in a now deleted tweet, "Hundreds of kids go missing every year equals cloning center." Which, Bobby, man, I'm not following you with this one.
Hello there.
So why did he fall off? Obviously, Bobby Ray became the butt of the joke for the internet, and I would venture to guess most people in the know would probably say his wild conspiracy theory phase was the reason that he fell from being an A-list artist with his first 2 albums. However, being the professional contrarian that I am, I'm going to slightly disagree with that statement. Have you ever heard a famous artist speak? They're like almost always Flat Earth wouldn't even come close to the craziest thing that a famous artist has gotten into.
Releasing her controversial "This Smells Like My Vagina" candle.
Something that has helped me incredibly in my life.
Yeah.
And I've been a Scientologist for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Lewis and his 2 companions were charged for murder and aggravated assault.
Most of the Flat Earth stuff came after Underground Luxury, which was his first big flop. Frankly, I think that he fell off for a different reason. His first mixtapes released in 07 and 08 portray like a hard, gritty, more explicit rapper, kind of similar to the likes of like a 2 Chainz or a Lil Wayne. Yet the 3 songs he's most known for are some of the poppiest of pop rap songs. And frankly, take a look at some of his most popular songs. You probably noticed that he isn't even the main attraction on most of them. And to me, this is a studio decision. I think the studio was pushing him to be more in this poppy sphere with the likes of like a Flo Rida or a Drake. And I can't entirely blame them because he was really fucking good at it. After listening to a ton of interviews, B.o.B. just never really seemed comfortable being labeled a pop rapper, even stating that his 3rd album that flopped was meant to be kind of a bridge between where his fans are and his more kind of like underground stuff. 13 years ago, Bootleg Kev pressed him on how he's able to please both his longtime mixtape fans and still do features with someone like Taylor Swift, and he just didn't really have an answer.
Do you still find, like, are you still pressured to kind of please those core B.o.B. fans that, you know, loved you for the stuff that, you know, you used to do on the blog scene, the Fuck the Money records, all this stuff, the Haters records, when you do like a Taylor Swift record?
You know, really, that challenge and that idea has always been there, but, you know, what has gotten me here is just really fearlessly, without any inhibition or any doubt in my mind, really just do what I feel like doing musically, you know.
Now, that's not to say that his harder stuff isn't good. Even on his first 3 albums, there's a lot of more like explicit, non-radio friendly songs that I think didn't get the recognition they deserve. But you can't expect the more serious rap audience to pay attention to something like this.
What a doctor would do when people get high. I just get high off this weed. Don't need no alternative proof. I'm stuck on the moon. Don't fit in, but I'm in the loop. Hell no, it ain't no substance for this substance abuse.
When you're most known for something like this.
Everybody knows I've got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me.
I mean, come on, Bobby. The chorus of the song has you going to the club, and the girls, they're not grinding on you. They're not kissing on you. They're not fucking sitting on your lap. The girls are snapping at you. What kind of fucking club do girls snap at you at? But I genuinely think this guy could have been one of the most famous pop rappers of the 2010s, maybe like a rung under Drake. He basically could have been a replacement for Flo Rida, who wasn't completely ass. And I'm not gonna completely dismiss the flat Earth stuff as a reason for his downfall, but becoming the punching bag for Neil deGrasse Tyson and losing a rap battle to his nephew it just put the nail in the coffin. So B.o.B is still releasing music to this day, his last album being Space Time, which was released in 2024. I watched some recent interviews of his, and while he's definitely cooled off on a lot of conspiracy stuff, he doesn't say that he's changed his mind or anything. He just doesn't seem like he wants to talk about it.
Do you still hold true to those views, or?
I don't know. I'm so beyond that argument. I feel like it really doesn't matter if it's shaped like a U or a V.
And looking at some of his newer music, he's got more experimental, and the lyrics, well.
Niggas ask where Bob been at. Well, I tell you where I been. Not on Epstein's Island. At home, not dick riding. Stacking tubmans, I ain't no thug, but I'm thugging. They say don't judge, but I'm judging. Married to the game, I'm a husband.
Sadly, I feel like he's just not quite all there still. Like, he stated that he still feels like his music is way ahead of the curve. The curve? The curve. Bobby. The curve.
Yeah, like that's the thing about me, man. I feel like I always be way too ahead of the curve sometimes.
He also said that his song Airplanes was way ahead of its time. No, the fuck it wasn't. Airplanes was the most 2010 a song can possibly be.
The tempo? Were you rushing or were you dragging?
Overall, B.o.B was really good at being something that I don't think he particularly wanted to be, and the mental health toll of him not being able to cope with a declining career led to some colorful beliefs. It does kind of suck, because I do think the guy's really talented and could have been one of the biggest stars of the 2010s if he just stayed in the pop lane, or even been like a low-key underground favorite if he just stayed in that lane. But it's really, really difficult to juggle doing both at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty much my video on B.o.B. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, then fucking like and subscribe and tell me how awesome I am in the comments. If you didn't like it, then fuck, I don't like you anyway.